Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight's show, guys. We've got so much in store for you, so much breaking news. This is literally blowing my mind what we're seeing. But this is why we're here, guys. We're here to serve you, to make sure that you have all the top news. We have new updates on the Florida classified documents case. Remember, there's 4 cases against Trump right now. So they've already finished the New York trial. They've got the Florida case, the Georgia case, and the Washington, D.C. case. Well, now they're moving into the Florida case for the classified documents. They're trying to put another gag order on Trump again, just like they did in New York. The crazy thing is they still haven't lifted the gag order off of Trump for the New York case, even though the case is over, even though there's already been a verdict. This is crazy. But we have updates where basically CNN has just said that they've already chosen who the winner for the debate is, and y'all can guess who that is. Yes, they're going to go ahead and choose Biden. There was a video that came out today that showed that CNN is already biased towards their own people and who they've chosen. So we've got some breaking news on all the videos that are starting to churn out because of that video that came out today. But Trump and others are trying to push now for a drug test before the big debate. Let me know, do you believe that there should be a drug test before the big debate between Biden and Trump? Because right now, Biden is taking a whole week, 7 days, to prepare for this debate. Trump, on the other hand, is still campaigning and just doing things like normal. We have an MSNBC analyst who makes a disgusting statement about what happened with the 12-year-old girl who was killed by an illegal immigrant. And it's just insane to see in just what they say. I can't even believe it, guys. This literally just blows my mind that this has actually been said. And you're not, as far as we know it, you're not allowed to say illegal immigrants anymore. MSNBC, CNN, all these people are saying that it's called hate speech, that you have to call people that are immigrating to the United States illegally undocumented migrants. They're not illegal immigrants anymore. So there's so much breaking news, guys. I just am so blown out of my mind that this is actually happening in today's time, and we're going through this. But we want to show y'all what the top news is and what's going on, because the big thing that's happening with Trump is that they're continuously trying to gag him from speaking. There's about to be a debate. He's about to be accused on national television in front of millions of people about these cases that have happened, yet he is not allowed to say anything. That is what's crazy. But this is the most updated news we have on the whole case within Florida pertaining to the Trump in the live trial that's going on down there. Check it out. Oh, I apologize. Let me fix this for y'all real quick, guys. I apologize. Let me change this. There we go.
Breaking news, federal prosecutors in former President Donald Trump's classified documents case are expected to discuss a motion pushing for a limited gag order in that case on the former president. Added to the gag order out of New York, let's bring in constitutional law attorney and Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley, also the author of the new book, The Indispensable Right, Free Speech in an Age of Rage. Jonathan, congratulations on the book, and boy, it does fit in a lot of different categories. We're talking about another gag order here. This one dealing with the Mar-a-Lago raid, where the special counsel would like the former president to stop complaining about the Mar-a-Lago raid, essentially.
Right. Can you imagine that, guys? Remember, the Mar-a-Lago raid, they came in with guns. They came in just out of nowhere. They raided all their rooms. They raided their drawers. They raided everything. And now they want President Trump to stop talking about it when it's literally never been done before like this to a former president, yet they want to treat him already like he's a criminal, even though they haven't even prosecuted him. Check this out.
And it really is, unfortunately, exactly what the book is talking about, that there is this anti-free speech culture that's taken hold of the government, academia. What Jack Smith is arguing here is really alarming. this is far outside the navigational beacons for a proper gag orders. He's saying, I want to gag the leading presidential candidate from criticizing the department, criticizing the FBI. I mean, just try to get your mind around that. But this, unfortunately, has been the signature of Jack's.
Can you imagine that, guys? The former president of the United States is having his freedom of speech taken away. If they can do it to him, they can do it to anybody.
Smith, who seems to believe, as Oscar Wilde did, that nothing succeeds like excess. And he's had this problem before of appetite. That is, he goes too far. He was rejected by the Supreme Court on unanimous basis. This is where it plays to his weakness. The judge should reject this motion with a rather stern opinion, saying, we don't do that. It's not the job of the court to keep people from criticizing your department in an election where your department is one of the central issues.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, is it standard protocol for the FBI to be armed in these searches? Yes. Have some people said some very, over-the-top things about what that meant, like there was a plan to go after the former president? Yes, that's wrong. But does it prevent the former president from complaining about the raid overall? It seems like, number one, candidates have a lot of leeway in political speech. Number two, we're in the middle of a presidential election, just months away from where the American public is going to decide, and we're not sure that this case is going to be heard before the election.
That's right, Brett. And when the president made the argument that this was a threat against his life, at Fox, many of us went on the air and said, look, this is a standard part of these search warrants. And so that's free speech. You can, it doesn't guarantee you won't have bad speech. It guarantees you'll have better speech. We can correct the record. We can challenge these things. But there's a great deal in this election that President Trump is trying to talk about, and he has a legitimate interest. What happened in Manhattan was a political prosecution, and he should be able to speak on that. And yet the Manhattan judge is keeping that gag order in place long after the verdict has come in and the jury has gone out. And so he's also exercising a type of throttle control over the leading presidential candidate in this election.
Wow.
All right, Jonathan Turley, as always.
Guys, 100%. Snake Bite says the government is off the rails. Guys, it really is. When you look at the targeting towards President Trump, towards everything that he's done, when you look at his money, they tried to put a $500 million bond on him. When you look at all the cases that come just so coincidentally right before the election, months before the election, guys, you cannot tell me that this is not targeted. You cannot tell me with what happened with the spokesperson speaking to Trump about, speaking to the analyst at CNN about Trump and how Jake Tapper, who's repeatedly said, and all these people about how much they dislike Trump and how much they wish and they're so happy that he's not in office. There's no way Trump is going to get a fair debate. Let me know what you think in the comments. Because I tell you this, just like they said this, if you've ever been gambling, I've never gambled before, but if you've ever been gambling, what do they always say? The house always wins, no matter what. And that's basically with CNN hosting the debate between Trump and Biden. You know who they already favor. CNN has already chosen the winner of who that's going to be. But the bad thing is as hard as they're trying to lift up Joe Biden and everything that he's done, the American people see through all of it. I truly believe that. I truly believe you cannot honestly think that Joe Biden is competent enough to handle being the president of the United States and continuing to lead the United States through all these crazy new wars. You've got Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas. You've got Iran. You've got China and Russia, North Korea and Russia. All these things happening. And yet a lot of people still think that the best person to put in office right now and to keep them there is Joe Biden. But he has not shown that he has the wherewithal, the strength, the mobility, the vernacular, the speech to hold his own against what is happening in this world. And that's where we need a stronger president. Right now, Jesse Waters goes through and he talks over, everybody's talking about the debate. But the thing is we already know that it's already rigged in the favor of Joe Biden. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think that it's already rigged towards Joe Biden to win? Because the way that they're trying to gag Trump, they still have him gagged from the New York trial, so we can't say nothing about that, even though I think that he's going to say it and that he's just going to risk paying the fines or maybe even going to jail. And then they're trying to add another gag order for the classified documents case in Florida. And then they're going to mute their mics so they can't even freely go back and forth like you normally do in a debate. This is 100% rigged. And this is why a lot of people are so upset with the media, because they continue to see that it's always favored towards one side. If you are a Democrat or if you're on the left side, you're happy because it always makes it look like Joe Biden's the best person in the world. But when you look at the policies, when you look at the gas prices, when you look at where the economy is at, when you look at the southern border, which is a joke, the United States doesn't have a southern border. We have a southern door that's wide open and allowing so many people to come through, and they're just taking benefits away like crazy. And there's a lot of illegal terrorists and things that are coming through that are taken away and that are committing crimes here in the United States, that if we just lock down the border, they wouldn't. Check this out, guys.
It was billed as the fight of the century. Before he faced off against Smokin' Joe Frazier, the great Muhammad Ali said, "I want 15 referees to be at this fight because there ain't no one man who can keep up with the pace I'm going to set except me." It's fight night in Washington. Trump stepping back on the debate stage, and Democrats already smell trouble.
President Biden versus Donald Trump is going to be must-see TV. So this is like a real live freestyle battle. Good luck, President Joe Biden.
Yeah. I mean,
Good luck. Biden's not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's going to be... Listen, I don't know. Maybe it won't be bad. Maybe they got some new they've been working on, some super serum. You know what I mean? That they're going to shoot.
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad. Donald Trump is dangerous because he's funny.
Yeah.
He's dangerous because he's funny.
Yeah.
He's going to give us one of the greatest stand-up specials we've ever seen.
The refs sense danger too. We're 3 days from the CNN presidential debate, and the network's already proving won't be a fair fight.
What do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently,
we're going to stop this interview if you're going to keep
President
attacking
Trump
my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues.
Right there, guys. Attack my colleagues. Not speak, not give your opinion, not exercise your freedom of speech, not be allowed to say what you want to say. What she's doing is already trying to censor the person that she brought on, who's supposed to be allowed to speak about what's actually going to happen. But this is where we continuously see that there's so much censoring, even on the CNN side. This isn't even Donald Trump. This is a spokesperson for Donald Trump. But yet when they go to say, hey, look, if you look in the past, Jake Tapper and all these people have always spoken very ill of Trump. What are they going to say on the debate stage? Are we going to get a fair debate? This person could easily have said, yep, there's going to be a fair debate. I know things have been said in the past, but they're going to work really, really hard to make sure that it's a fair, unbiased debate towards Trump and towards Biden. No, she doesn't say that. She says, stop talking, stop attacking my colleagues, or we're done. Listen to this.
Like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf,
and
I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point.
CNN cuts your mic for saying Google Jake Tapper. CNN just slapped a gag order on the Trump campaign days before the debate. We knew Trump's mic would be muted during the debate, but we didn't know his campaign's mic would be muted before it. You can go on CNN and lie about Trump.
Guys, I'm reading out of the comments right now. Deanna Scott, so wonderful to have you on. Always such a faithful supporter. Lizette Ramos, all of y'all, it's so awesome. But you're 100%. She says in the chat, there's always been censoring, but now it's out of control. Now it's just visible. You cannot deny it. People that say that it's not swayed or things are not unbiased, you are lying to yourself if you don't believe that this is not going to be catered towards one candidate versus the other, just because when was the last time you ever heard CNN say one positive thing about Donald Trump? Let me know. I'd love to see it in the comments.
Call Republicans racist Nazis, but you can't say Tapper's biased. If Jake's not biased, why is he celebrating Trump losing?
There's also been a time of extreme divisions. Many of the divisions caused and exacerbated by President Trump himself. The unwillingness to respect facts and science and do everything that could be done to save lives during a pandemic. But now the Trump presidency is coming to an end. To an end. For tens of millions of our fellow Americans, their long national nightmare is over.
We know what's in this corner CNN's in. They're gagging the Trump campaign and giving Biden pointers.
For President Biden, one more piece of advice, because this is still a physical, visual medium, right? He's kind of got resting old face, right? So you need him to.
I don't think I'm learning so much. Bars in hell, resting old face.
And so he needs to smile. And when he smiles, it goes away a little bit. Because when he smiles, his face comes alive. I would just say if they're practicing this, practice smiling as
you basically just said smile more.
I did, to an 80-year-old man.
Yesterday at Camp David, practicing standing for 90 minutes and working on his resting old face. NBC News says his teams have been meticulously studying Trump in an effort to best identify what might get under his skin. Biden's goal Thursday is to make Trump snap. He'll be fighting dirty. Every shot will be below the belt. You're a twice impeached, bigoted, bankrupted, convicted felon. Trump's muted when Biden's trashing him, so he needs to compose himself. Say, namaste. And when Biden's time is up, react calmly. Don't take the bait. Because Biden's going to make the debate all about Trump, because Joe doesn't have a record to run on.
Yep.
Trump needs to make the debate all about the American people.
Yes.
Joe's trying to lock me up instead of the illegals raping and murdering our women and children.
100%.
I never went bankrupt. Bidenomics is bankrupting our country.
Yep.
Like that. The Biden camp's feeling the pressure. Politico says there's feelings of disappointment and depression with Biden's biggest fundraisers who watch their cash advantage just vanish. Thursday's make or break for the Joe Biden legacy. If he falls flat on his face, both figuratively and literally, it's a green light for the Democrat switcheroo in Chicago. So Democrats are promising a juiced up Joe.
Biden is taking this very seriously, and I'll tell you, you're going to see a very energized President Biden who is looking forward to having these direct conversations with Donald Trump on Thursday night in Atlanta.
Trump knows Joe's.
Guys, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think you could even ever put the word energized near Biden. The only time you've ever seen him energized is whenever he doesn't even seem like he is Biden, because 99% of the time, he's barely there. He's fallen asleep across at multiple big meetings. He barely can hold his composure. He talks and mumbles and fumbles and just everything with his words, yet everybody's trying to build him up when we know that, no, that's not who Biden is. And I'm curious to see how Biden will be on the big stage.
Not going to come really that sleepy.
So tonight, we'll refer to him as Sleepy Joe. Because right now, as you know, it's been reported that right now Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, prepare. No, he didn't. He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong, so a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass.
While Biden mock debate Trump impersonators for a week with 16 advisors in the woods, Trump's campaigning on Democrats' home turf, Philly, and asking the crowd what they want to see.
How should I handle him? Should I be tough and nasty? Or should I be, she'd say, no, should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or Should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
Primetime votes for calm. The base is already fired up. We don't need any more nicknames and insults. We need "this is my 4 years, this was Biden's 4 years," in a relaxed, specific, and charming manner. We're not saying Trump shouldn't be colorful.
Even I won't buy bacon anymore. It's too expensive. I said, I'd love to have some lovely bacon, darling. And she said, no, I'm sorry, it's too expensive.
Bacon's a great way to tell a story about inflation. Laken Riley is a way to tell a story about illegal immigration. Billions of dollars for 7 car chargers. There's your story about energy. Trump's been at the bodegas, the Chick-fil-A's, construction sites, the freezing cold courtrooms, the border. He's personally experienced the Biden presidency. Joe hides from it. You know how much Biden loves going to Philly? It's like the only place he campaigns besides Delaware. Biden hasn't gone to Philly for a cheesesteak in 14 years. That cheesesteak he's chowing down on probably cost $1.50 back then. Trump was at Tony and Nick's Saturday.
USA! 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 These are my people. Let me tell you, these people built America. You know that? These people built America. Make sure he gets a special sandwich for himself. Yeah, I'm going to do something. Come here. You're going to hit pay dirt. You know why? Watch. Look at him, huh? You know what that is? Andrew Jackson. Look at this guy now. Come here. Hold that. We just added a little value. We love this kid. I like that kid. So if your parents don't want you, I'll take you.
45 even left a $500 tip.
No tax. On tip. Okay, you ready? Yeah, right. I'm gonna give you $500. You guys all split it up. Is that okay?
Thank you.
I'm gonna say this.
Pretty good tip.
Great things happen in Philadelphia. Let's go.
And just like the Bronx and Atlanta, Trump went behind the blue wall and was showered with love.
I'm saying the people need hope. I go out, I see the greatest people. So we're in the middle of a pretty rough area, and it's a love fest. You see that? It's incredible. They want hope. They want to have. They want to have a future. Listen to the people. And these are not people that would normally be going wild. It's been amazing.
Guys, and right there, I've got something to show you because, again, too, one of the biggest things that Trump is trying to do is what? He's trying to eliminate the tax on tips. He's trying to eliminate the income tax. And he mentioned tariffs. Now, that's a big deal. That's huge. But look at this right here. I want to show you this. Let me know what you think about this, guys, because this is, when I saw this, it blew my mind because it's so true. You know, if you earn it, so when you make money, you earn money, you have to pay an income tax. If you live somewhere, you live in a house, you buy a house, you know, living the American dream, you got to pay property taxes. If you go buy something at the store, you got to pay sales tax. If you save your money in a bank account, inflation reduces the overall value of what it is. If you invest it, you know, like they always say, you have to pay capital gains tax. If you start a business, you got to pay for licenses. I started a business. I couldn't even get in order to get the LLC, it cost $300 to start a business, to get it going. If you own a good business and you make profit, you got to pay taxes on that. If you give it away, there's a gift tax. And if you die and somebody else gets it, there's an inheritance tax. We are taxed like nobody's business. And it is blowing my mind how everybody, we just accept it. We just accept it, how if the more money that you make, the more that you pay in. If you make, you know, $60,000, $70,000, you're paying 12%. If you make $100,000, you're paying like 20%. If you make $150,000, the more better that you do in life, the more money that they're constantly taking and taking and taking. And they want to raise taxes. Biden is actually saying that with his new plan, they're going to raise taxes. Who are they going to raise taxes on? Well, they're raising it on the business owners. They're raising it on people that have busted their butt to make a lot of money. And this is where We live in such a bad state that the wool has been pulled over our eyes. We don't even realize it. If I go and I work a job and I make $100, I get taxed on that $100. And then I go buy something, have to pay taxes on that thing. And then if I sell something, if I go buy a car, I got to pay taxes on it. And then if I sell the car, I got to pay taxes on it. And then the person who bought the car has to pay taxes on it. We're living in this cycle that has just broken America into just living in this mindset that we constantly always have to pay taxes. It's disgusting. If our founding fathers knew this, they would turn over in their grave. If they, knew how much taxes we pay on everything. And you know what the government says? Keep giving me more. Keep paying more taxes. Keep giving me more. It's not like we're $35 trillion in debt, because we are, but yet we continue. The government continues to want more money. They want to keep taxing people. They want to continue spending money whenever it's not even their own money. This is the problem that I have with taxes. We pay taxes, but I hate giving my money. Let me know what you think about this. I hate giving my money to people that don't know how to manage money. Because I have to manage money for my household. People have to manage money for their businesses. But whenever you give money to the government and we're $34 trillion in debt, what that tells us is they do not know how to manage money. And because they don't know how to manage money, it doesn't matter how much money you give them. It doesn't matter how much taxes they get. It doesn't matter how much whatever they choose to increase on the millionaires and the billionaires and whatnot. They will never have enough. They will never have enough money. They're going to keep constantly taking away from Americans. It's all these bureaucrats that have never built a business, have never had to deal with doing all these types of things, and all they want is more money, guys. That's what literally just makes me so irritated that in America, we've made it normal to pay so much taxes and nobody thinks twice about it. Nobody thinks twice about it. Let me know what you think, guys. Because guess what? Even whenever you pay into Social Security, what do? You get over a certain amount of Social Security, they want to tax you, guys. And not only that, we're getting to the point now where they're now weaponizing the government against individuals. Trump, he's a former president, the leading candidate in this presidential election race, and they're trying to put a gag order on him. Check this out.
Lawyers for former President Trump and special counsel Jack Smith are facing off in court today in the classified documents case. Prosecutors asking the judge for another gag order in this case as well because of what they call false and inflammatory language from the former president. The Trump team defending what they call constitutionally protected campaign speech. National correspondent Jeff Paul reports on all of this live from the courthouse in Fort Pierce, Florida. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Martha. Well, yeah, court just resumed a few minutes ago here in Fort Pierce, Florida, and most of the beginning part of the day focused on special counsel Jack Smith, who's actually here and his source of funding. But now it turns to the prosecution, who's bringing up this motion regarding a potential limited gag order on the former president. Now, this all goes back to some language the former president used shortly after the FBI carried out that search warrant at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach in August of 2022. The former president made comments on social media that the DOJ authorized the FBI to use deadly lethal force. Trump also said in a fundraising email that Biden's DOJ was, quote, locked and loaded, ready to take me out and put my family in danger. Prosecutors say the statement is not only false, but endangers the lives of law enforcement. A former Deputy Assistant Attorney General Tom Dupree says the language used in that search warrant for Trump was pretty standard protocol.
Very similar, if not identical language appeared in the search warrant that the FBI executed when they looked into President Biden's home in Delaware. So I do not think it is accurate to suggest that the FBI came to Mar-a-Lago with the intent to assassinate President Trump. I don't think that is accurate.
So now we're standing by to see if any sort of decisions come today from Judge Eileen Cannon. Martha?
Guys, and 100%, they're trying to do what? They're trying to hush Biden. Trump. They're trying to make sure that he can't say anything. They're trying to make sure that this guy, who's the leading candidate, doesn't have his free speech that we all have to be able to speak and defend himself whenever he's going to be accused on the debate stage. But it's not only that, but this is something that guys, I can't understand when I see this, how people validate what they say. Let me know your thoughts.
People do. What are they doing now?
Which people?
The folks, the 11 million, 20 million, whatever you want to deport.
A lot of them are committing crimes like murdering the 12-year-old girl in Houston. In fact,
so that's one. That's one out of 11 million. What is?
We can take the remaining time of the segment, and I can give you a lot of examples.
In Texas, undocumented immigrants were 37.1% less likely to be convicted of a crime. Undocumented immigrants, and according to a survey, University of California Riverside study, 33% less likely to be in prison as of 2021.
Young lady killed in
I'm just
Georgia.
giving the numbers.
Well, what do you tell the parents of those people, those young girls who were killed? This is
the
preponderance of these people, Michael, are male.
But what is the difference between an illegal immigrant who unfortunately engages in that activity?
And we don't like that. I want to be clear. We don't use the term illegal for undocumented individuals.
Undocumented individuals.
Did you hear that? We don't like that word, illegal immigrants. We like undocumented immigrants. If they came over into the United States illegally, that's what they are. There's no denying it. You cannot change the definition of what is just because it makes you feel like it's something that's wrong. It is what it is. It is the truth. They're illegal. They're coming here to migrate. Well, guess what? It's illegal immigrants. But do you see how he's saying, well, what's the difference between an illegal immigrant doing this and somebody? How out of touch do you have to be able to say something like that and be okay with that?
Anyone else?
Guys, this right here, 12-year-old, I could never imagine that, guys. This is literally disgusting to see somebody say, well, why are you making a big deal about it because it's an illegal immigrant versus somebody else who could have been an American? Well, because the illegal immigrant didn't have to be here. If we had a border, if we had the right protocols in place, then that girl would be alive. There's so many of these situations that are happening, and it's heartbreaking because what do you tell the parents? How does a parent react to that? How does a parent go on with that? And then think about it, guys. It's not just on the news. Watch this. This is in Congress. They literally don't make any sense whenever they say some of these things. Even when it comes to the money. Look at this.
I thought I heard you say earlier, did you say $13 billion in funding is contributed annually to the U.S. economy by illegal immigrants? Is that the number I heard you say?
Not illegal. These are DACA recipients who have the.
Did I get the number right? 13 billion. Is that right?
That's right.
Do you know what the cost is to the open border crisis that we're dealing with right now?
I do not.
Well, I'll tell you, the House Budget Committee estimates that the total net cost to the United States from the border crisis, quote, is more than $150 billion a year, with the lion's share of that going to educate children who are here illegally themselves or whose parents are here without authorization, end quote. That's from the House Budget Committee. That's a deficit of $137 billion per year. Who do you think is picking up that $137 billion tax, that price tag?
And they don't have anything to say about it. They say, oh, they're contributing $13 billion. Yeah, but it costs us $100+ billion coming from the House Budget Committee, who's literally looking at all the numbers. Some of this type of stuff, guys, I just can't even believe. When I hear it, I'm literally just are they truly? Do they believe this? Do they believe what's going on? But I'm glad that there are some people that are standing up. Representative Elise Stefanik, I hope I'm saying that right. This is what she said she's going to do because Alvin Bragg, the person who led the coalition against Trump in New York, she is filing a motion for ethics complaint over everything that happened. Check it out.
America.
But what the American people are seeing through is this, at the same time as this catastrophic crime crisis, we're seeing the illegal weaponization of our courts and radical district attorneys like Alvin Bragg going after Joe Biden's chief political opponent, that is Donald J. Trump. It is a form of election interference. It is illegal. It is unconstitutional.
That's the truth.
We must do everything we can as the American people to make sure that we restore equal justice under the law, that we stand up against this radicalization, this corruption of our courts. I've been proud as a member of the New York delegation and just a proud New Yorker to file ethics complaints against Alvin Bragg, the corrupt process, the jury selection process. Think about this. It is so corrupt that in the jury selection process, the jurors were asked, do you follow any social media accounts of President Donald J. Trump? If any of them said yes, they were not allowed to serve on the jury. They were not asked that about Joe Biden. They jury shopped and then they illegally judge shopped. The fact that this is a judge that donated to Joe Biden, it is corrupt to the core. And on top of that, the judge's direct family members are some of the chief fundraisers for radical Democrats like Adam Schiff, fundraising off of this illegal lawfare court case going after President Donald J. Trump. We must save our country at the ballot box this November. It will be the American people that save the Constitution and save this country and fight back.
Right there, guys. It's going to take people standing up for what is right and to actually hear and pay attention to what is going on. And that's what we're doing on this channel, guys. We're going to bring you all the updated news when it comes to actually seeing both sides of it. And let's talk through it, because one of the things is that right now they're targeting Trump. Everybody can clearly see that. One point of this is that we're seeing that right now, when you look at the weaponization, you can't tell me that a person who was at the third highest position at the DOJ, who takes a demotion to go be an assistant DA in New York in order to work under Bragg's to be the lead prosecutor against Trump, that's not targeted. You can't tell me that when you have the Washington, D.C. case, the Georgia case, the Florida case, and the New York case all coming together against Trump in months before the election, trying to keep these gag orders upon him, trying to make sure that he can't talk on the debate stage, at his rallies, out of all these things. You can't tell me that's not targeted. Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We just want to say thank you to all of our subscribers, those that have been on the chat. Guys, we cannot do this without you. We love you. We thank you for joining us. We're going to keep continuing looking at what's going on. We're going to be viewing the debate live on this channel. We want to share that with you. We want to commentate throughout it and see how it goes, but we couldn't do this without you guys. We love you and thank you. If you don't mind hitting the like button before you go, we appreciate it so much. It really helps to grow the channel, and we will see you in the next one.